Hi guys, welcome to another video, and in this video I'm going to basically show you how I generate buyer leads. Now, again, as mentioned, I use two angles, and in this video I'm going to show you one of the two angles that I use. So the first thing that you want to do before anything else is decide what kind of campaign are we going to be doing. So in this case, we're going to be focusing on lead generation. Now, when it comes to lead generation, there's two campaigns. There's this one, which is Facebook's own lead generation objective. Basically, you don't need a website for this. You can send traffic to a form. People enter the name and email, whatever data that you require, and there's conversions. Okay, so this basically sends traffic away from Facebook to a landing page. Now I'm going to show you how to do both in the coming videos, but the first one I'm going to focus on is the actual lead generation campaign. Now, before anything else, you will see the Facebook has a special ad category. Okay, now a lot of people have been asking about this question, whether the new changes are going to prevent them from generating leads. To be honest, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so you need to select this when creating an ad if you're going to be generating seller leads or buyer leads. Okay, so it says I'm creating a campaign for ads in a special category. Okay, so in this case, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be selecting housing. So since our ad is going to be focusing on this category, okay, housing. So if you don't select this, then what's going to happen is Facebook will most likely ban your account. So when you're creating ads in the real estate or any of these other categories, always be selecting this. Okay, so we're going to be selecting lead generation since this is our main objective. Okay, now as you can see, you will have an option to run the ad under campaign budget optimization. Now, this is an option at the moment, so for the purposes of this video, okay, I'm basically gonna turn this on, okay, because this is going to be mandatory from a few months from now. So in this case, we're going to give our campaign a name. So in this case, let's just focus on campaign Florida. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to give a budget. Now I usually start off from $25 to $30. So let's just say $25. Okay. Now I'm going to be having more information in the coming videos on campaign budget optimization and its effectiveness. Okay, so for now we're going to be using $25. We're going to give Facebook the $25 to basically optimize our ads at the campaign level. So not the ad set level, at the campaign level. Click continue. So the next thing what you want to do is you want to select your page or any page that you have. So in this case, I'm just going to pick a demo page. Let's just pick or at this stage you can actually just create a new page. So create a new page. So in this case, we can just select a business, company, organization, or whatever. So I'm just gonna select a category. So let's just see. Okay, I've just created a demo page very quickly. The next thing you need to do is you need to accept the terms for the lead ads. So just click on view terms and click on I agree. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be basically creating our ad. So what's happened now is with the new changes and with the special housing category option, Facebook has made it mandatory that you have this age group 18 to 65 and the gender as default. So we can't change the gender or this age. But because the Facebook algorithm has become so advanced over the years, this doesn't really matter. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do basically is I'm just going to head over to Zillow. So Zillow. Okay, and I'm just going to pick an example. So I'm just going to type in California. Okay, and we're just going to focus on properties that are new. So in this case, ones that are for sale, and we're just going to go to newest. Okay, so we can see this house is for sale. So we click on the house, and basically we need an image. So in fact, let me just go to a different one. Let's just go for this one. Okay, so as you can see, this house has different images. So what you want to do is you want to basically select an image that you want to use. So in this case, I'm just going to use this image. In some cases, you might have to print screen the image from Zillow or whatever, but with any client that you're going to be running ads for, just ask for images. This is just an example I'm showing you. Okay, so back to our ad. So the one thing what we need to do first of all is take this address. So this is based in California. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, and I'm simply going to enter the address. Okay, now so by default Facebook has selected a 15-mile radius from the property address. So what we can do is we can select the people who live in this location. There's no point selecting people who everyone lives in that location, but people who live in this location, so this exact location. Okay, so we can reach potentially 240,000 people, which is a good enough audience. Okay, but the next thing what I recommend, which I recommend you do, is you have two options. You can either run this ad and not enter any interests, so you can do no targeting, which I'm a big fan of. Okay, also you can enter interests, which you will feel would basically help with the campaign. Okay, so the purposes of this video, I'm going to basically enter some interests that I tend to use when creating these ads. So basically the interest that I'm going to be using is, the first one is going to be first time buyer. So we can hit people who want to buy a property for the first time. We've got house hunting, just got 13,000, single family detached home, and then we have starter home. Okay, so potentially right now for this ad we can hit 19,000 people, and what I usually always do here is I edit the placement. So I want my ad to be running on the Facebook news feeds on mobile and desktop. So as you can see, the potential reach has drastically declined in this case, but don't let that put you off, because there's other interests that you can use and target. So you've got semi-detached. Okay, for example, it's not made much of a difference, but don't let this potential reach put you off, because you can still hit a lot of people. So this is how you actually set about your targeting. Okay, so there's two things. You can either use interests, or you could just take off these interests and do no targeting. Okay, either way you're still going to get a really good campaign that's going to generate leads. Okay, hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, just comment in the video below. Now ignore this bit. It says some detailed targeting options, which may include demographics, behaviors and interests, are unavailable. Excluding any detailed targeting selections is also unavailable. So we can't really exclude in this category, because Facebook is constantly changing rules. So this is all fine. Now you will have an option if you want to show your ad on Instagram feed. which I highly recommend you do. You can select this option, and as you can see, the potential reach has kind of gone up. But again, it's all about testing. Okay, so let's just go with this particular ad. This bit here, you just want to leave default. I let Facebook control this. I'm not going to touch this bit. Next thing to do is click continue. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to basically give our ad set a name. So in this case, I'm going to call my ad campaign California campaign. Sometimes it's always good to put the address down, so I'm going to put the address here. Okay. And now what we need to do is we need to select an image. So I'm just going to head over to my folder. So I'm just going to use this one image. Now I tend to use a still image because people are always fascinated by images when it's a new image, unique image, or videos or whatever. But I tend to find that still images work well with real estate ads. You can also have an option to square your image, so this will turn this image into a square. Again, you know, it's merely down to yourself. As you can see, this is a preview of the ad. You can also use stock images, but because of this property, this relates to this image, we're going to be using this image. Okay, so as you know, Facebook recently introduced the primary text 3-line rule, and it says now 3 lines of primary text will show on Facebook mobile newsfeed. Sorry, it will show on Facebook mobile newsfeed before the link to view more. Preview your ad to understand how it will appear on your mobile feed. So this is a new thing that Facebook has introduced. Before, this was not the case. People could sort of read more lines of text on their mobile phone for this ad, but again, you just want to keep it simple. Okay, so the first thing that I usually do is I look at my ad campaign and I look at the call to action, and the call to action which I tend to find, you know, gives the best results for me is the learn more function, the learn more button. You can try other ones like sign up, subscribe, get quote, get offer, download, book now, but again, you know, learn more for me has worked really well. It doesn't really matter. So you've got your primary text here. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be adding the ad copy on here. Okay guys, so as you can see, this is the ad copy that we're going to be using. Okay, so the first thing that you should see is the 3 lines of text rule, as this is going to appear on mobile devices. So as you can see, if I move this slightly up, okay, it will basically make no difference. Okay, so people are going to read this, they're going to read this, and then they're going to read this, and they're going to see the see more button. So I put down attention Rancho Mirage, which is a city in California. Okay, now I've also added emojis. I tend to find emojis at each line after the key points. Just they basically are like bullet points, but in the form of emojis. I tend to find just a few emojis sprinkled on your ad copy work really well. Okay, now here, as you can see, I've addressed the city, attention Rancho Mirage, and then the question, do you know anyone looking to buy a home? Okay, click learn more below. So I'm basically reaching out to those people who are interested in buying a home, and it says we have compiled a free report of homes for sale starting from $700,000. Some of these homes may even qualify for special financing programs. Click learn more below. Thanks, or thank you, whatever, and then put your name down or something, or Adam Hollingsworth, or whatever. It always, you know, it works well if you put your name down. So the next thing that you need to do is, again, you know, you need to check, this is your image, this is your ad copy. Next, you need to use the headline. Now, because of the angle that we're using, okay, as you can see, the headline I've used is, and it's very popular, this is house number 4 or house number 2 or house number 6 on the list will shock you. Click learn more to download the list. Okay, click learn more to download the list. So this angle goes basically focuses on a free report, which focuses on having a list of homes that start from 700,000. But in reality, you're not going to be giving them a free report, because these people are going to be signing up, entering the name and email address to get this free report. But instead of a report, they get a call. And on the call, that's when the follow-up process happens. Okay, so in this case, as you can see, this is all going to make sense to you. So you can have a headline, you can put something in the description, but that's kind of optional for you. Once you're happy with this, the next thing to do is click on new form. Okay, now this is where things get really interesting. Okay, so when you create your new form, the one thing that you need to do is you need to first give it a name. So I'm just going to call it California Property. You can put the address down, and then you can select the form type. So in this case, I'm going to select, go to settings, select open, okay, because this form can be shared by other people. I'm going to select my language, or whatever language that your target market is, so English US. Click on content. So we're going to be focusing on more volume or higher content. In this case, I'm going to be focusing on more volume. We want a form that's quick and easy to fill out. So here, as you can see, you've got an optional to have an introduction. That's entirely optional for you. So I usually turn it off sometimes. Okay. So in this case, we've got questions that you want to ask. So I can put something like, enter your information below to access your free report. Okay. So in this case, you've got your, let's move this slide, so your name, email, and then we have a phone number. Okay. Now, additional field I tend to put down here is are you interested in viewing this property? Okay, so you can either say yes, or you can either say no. Okay, so are you interested in viewing this property? Okay, so that's, again, pre-qualifies them beforehand, because the last thing that you want is people to waste your time. Okay, so this form has been created. Make sure you save this. Next thing to do is you need a privacy policy. This you can sort of find a link that you have a privacy policy on your website. So for purposes of this example, I'm just going to use let me just Zillow privacy policy. I'm just going to use this example for now. This is just an example. Okay, you can add a custom disclaimer, that's fine. Thank you screen, you can customize this. Thank you, someone, headline. Thank you, your information has been sent to Real Estate Ninjas. Someone will give you a call within the next few hours. In the meantime, visit our website. Okay, so in this case, you can just have a link to a website. Again, I'm just going to put down test.com. Okay, you can take people to phone number, but you just want to get them to a link. So once you're finished with this, click save and click finish, and then your form has been created. Okay, and the next thing you do is just simply click on submit, confirm. Sometimes you might get this message. It says it looks like your ad may be for a housing, employment, or credit opportunity, or you've included a multicultural affinity segment in your audience. If so, you'll need to review and accept our policy prohibiting discrimination. Account administration must review and accept this policy for ad approval to be granted. If you're not the account administrator, please notify your administrator. Now, if your ad isn't for a housing, employment or credit opportunity, you can request a manual review. So usually I can request a manual review just to let Facebook know that this ad complies with everything that you've done. Okay. Once you're happy with that, you can just simply submit your ad. But this is again in rare cases. So that's how you create buyer lead ads, guys. This is the process. This is a lot of people you see with screenshots with cheap leads. This is the way you do it. There's another angle which I'm going to have a video for, and that's angle 2, which focuses on addressing the features and benefits of the ad in the ad copy. Thanks for watching this video. Speak to you guys soon. Bye bye.